okay, you know what, Shaz, like, just go for it. You are doing what you need to as a nurse. It's not about how you look like from the outside, it's how you do your work. My name is Nur Shazwani. I'm 23 years old this year. So I'm a school nurse who works in one of the international schools. I started wearing hijab when I was at the age of 13 or 14 years old. So I remember that I was the only girl in my family who have not wear hijab. It actually took me a lot of courage to don on hijab, because that when, you know, we enter into a teenager life where like it's all the questions coming out, like what is people gonna say about myself wearing hijab, and I totally look different from my fellow friends. So probably I do have encountered like some of my friends who ask me, why are you on that hijab? What is the reason of it? And you know, like they have the impression like we wear it, and at the same time, you know, if our attitude doesn't match with how we portray ourselves, it's like a big question mark down there. I've been wanting to be a nurse since I was young. I remember when I had my first operation. So that's when, you know, I need to be hospitalized. And from there, I've seen a lot of nurses and doctors who have been helping me and my mom. I love how they actually put the smile on their face when they attend to the patients, even though they have their bad days. Yeah. So from there, I tell myself like, you know, I would want to do something like this to help my patients and put that smile on their face. When I went for my first interview as a student in IT time, I was told that I couldn't wear hijab with my uniform on. And the fact that, you know, the person who interviewed me actually tells me like, even with just a half uniform, I'm not allowed to don on my hijab, so I have to be fully changed. I did question her and ask her like, why? What is the reason of it? And she actually told me because of infection control purposes. So at that point of time, I didn't actually, you know, it doesn't concern me that much because I was busy chasing after my dreams to be a nurse. After the interview, actually, I did ask my mom, like, I don't get it why we cannot wear our hijab with our uniform on. Apparently, my mom just answered me like, we got no choice, we cannot do anything if that's what they tell us not to do so. So we just have to listen to it lah. It's quite upset for me because I've gone through 5 years studying in nursing, but eventually ended up I didn't work in hospital because of unable to don on hijab. Yeah, I've been questioned, like people ask me, you study so far, you study so long, but eventually you work as a school nurse. For them, like, you know, working in hospital is more, I don't know why they have that kind of impression like, oh, it's good to work in hospital because you will have a lot of experience and you will be able to learn a lot of things. Yeah, but for myself, like, yeah, everyone have their reasons, but I have my reasons too. I don't want to work in hospital even though I studied so far. It's because of donning on hijabs.
Do you have friends who are currently working in a public hospital?
Yes, I do have friends who work in a hospital, like most of them. And I'm the only one who work as a school nurse after our graduation. Yeah. The reason I choose this school nurse is because I'm able to don on my hijab. That's my main priority. But eventually, I love how my boss actually motivate us. Like he said that he can have many of, you know, Chinese nurses, or he can have many Indian nurses to work in. But if let's say they cannot do their work, still get to the same thing. So it's not about how many Muslim nurses I have in the office, it's about how you do your work. I encounter positive things such as I had a student who actually randomly whispered to my ear saying that I like Muslim women with hijab on. You look beautiful with that hijab.
So how is the student who whispered into your ears?
Oh, the student was primary 1. Yeah, very young. So I was shocked when she actually whispered that to my ear. It's so random where, I wanted her to sanitize her hand before she entered the school, and that's when I got something to tell you. She's like that. Then I was like, yes, what is it? Then that's when she said, I was like shocked. Yeah, and the fact that she's not Muslim. The first few months, I feel like, I don't know if these students would want me to help them, if they really need help, medical help. But eventually, as this goes by, I tell myself I shouldn't think about what people are gonna say about myself or how I look like. Then I was just like, okay, you know what, Shaz, like, just go for it. You are doing what you need to as a nurse. It's not about how you look like from the outside, it's how you do your work.
Starting in November, Muslim nurses in the public healthcare sector will be allowed to wear a tudung with their uniforms if they wish to.
I feel so happy for the Muslim nurses to don on their hijab. It really means a lot to us. We want to try to expose myself to work in hospital too and have the feel of it, the difference between working as a school nurse and a nurse in a hospital. I'm proud to be a Muslim nurse who's still being able to don on my hijab while working in a healthcare sector in Singapore.